Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you go to checkout. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. So last week, during the preview stream on MTG Arena, we got crushed multiple times by this Bant Enigmatic Incarnation deck played by William Huey Jensen, and then we found the deck list. We did an instant deck tech a few days ago, and I'm super hyped for this deck. It looks so fun. It has so many cool things going on and pretty powerful. So today, for Much Abrew, we finally get to put the deck into action and see if it actually works as well in my hands as it does in the hands of a really awesome player like Huey. So we already did a deck tech. I will stick it in the card, so if you want to see a full breakdown of the deck, definitely check that out. But we're going to do a quick refresher deck tech and then jump into the game, see how good Bant Enigma Pod actually is in Theros Beyond Death Standard. Before we jump into it, a super quick reminder, if you haven't already, it would be spectacular of you if you could take a second, click the subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Bant Enigma Pod, starting with the namesake card, and this is really the centerpiece of our deck. Enigmatic Incarnation, very much like a birthing pod enchantment. Basically, at our end step, we can sacrifice an enchantment, well, not Enigma Pod, another enchantment, but sacrifice an enchantment to get a creature with that enchantment's converted mana cost +1. So the idea of this deck is we have a mixture of enchantments that do something when they come into play, and then creatures that we want to get from sacrificing the enchantment. So to understand the deck, we gotta walk through both pieces of the deck. So let's start with enchantments. 2-drop slot, we have Omen of the Sea, Wolfwillow Haven. Wolfwillow just a 1-of, a little bit of ramp. Omen of the Sea, really awesome filtering. This card is very impressive, and it probably deserves to see even more play. Basically a 2-mana preordain that also sticks on the battlefield and eventually lets you scry, but we're mostly playing it and then sacking it to get a 3-drop creature. In our 3-drop slot, we got a couple of ramp options. Dryad of the Illicen Grove is super sweet because not only does it ramp us, but it's a creature and an enchantment. So not only can we find it with Enigmatic Incarnation, then we can sacrifice it later to Enigmatic Incarnation to get a 4-drop once we don't have any more extra lands to play. Omen of the Hunt, more ramping in an enchantment form. In our 4-drop slot, we have Thassa Deep Dwelling, which mostly comes down, blink something, then we can sack it to get a 5-drop, or we can just let it sit out in some situations, and we can always sacrifice additional copies of Enigmatic Incarnation. We can't sacrifice it to itself, but if we have 2, we can definitely sacrifice 1 to the other to get a 5-drop. And then at the top end of our curve is Elspeth Who Conquers Death, which is super powerful. We play it, we exile something of our opponent's converted mana cost 3 or greater, and then ideally we just immediately sacrifice it. So it's like a weird 5-mana removal spell that eventually finds us our very powerful 6-drop. So those are the enchantments that we are sacrificing, and as you can see, they all do something when they enter the battlefield. Dryad of Illicen Grove, a little hit or miss, we gotta have extra land. Otherwise though, these all do something immediately, so we get our value from them, and then we can pod them away to get creatures. So now let's look at our creature curve, and our creature curve starts in the 3-drop slot, so we can sacrifice our 2-mana enchantments to get our 3-mana creatures. Knight of Autumn, a great catch-all, and I feel like has even gone up more in value because along with Witch's Ovens, along with Fires of Invention, there's a lot of powerful enchantments, like Enigmatic Incarnation from Theros itself. Deputy Detention hits anything. Setessa Champion draws us a ton of cards as we are playing our pods and our other enchantments. Then we have our 4-drops. Archon of Sun's Grace, great against aggro, thanks to lifelink, and makes a bunch of Pegasi to chump block or attack with. Elite Guard Mage gives us some card draws, some life gain, helps us stabilize against aggro. Thassa Deep Dwelling, already talked about it, good blink target. Spark Double can be anything else we have in the battlefield. In the 5-drop slot, we have Cavalier of Dawn and Tulsiber are removal 5-drops, basically killing something when they come into play. Cavalier, when it dies, can get back a pod or another enchantment. And then we have our card advantage 5-drops. Cavalier of Gales draws us some cards, Brainstorm style, puts a big body on the battlefield. And then Golos is really sweet with Dryad of Illicen Grove, which makes all of our lands tap for any color. So with 7 mana, we can activate Golos, play some stuff for free, keep generating more value. Finally, at the top end of our curve, we have Dream Trawler, which is absurd magic card. This is the card we can snag when we sacrifice Elspeth Defeats Death. So we sacrifice that, get Dream Trawler, and Dream Trawler, unless we are basically dead on board and very dead on board, it's almost unbeatable. It is just ridiculously powerful. Lifelinking, drawing us cards. It's like a Baneslayer version of Prognostic Sphinx. And both Prognostic Sphinx and Baneslayer were staples of their standard format. This adds 1 mana, mashes them together, and gives us card draw. It is ridiculous. And then Agent of Treachery at the top end of our curve. We can't actually pot into it, but sweet if we blink it with Thassa a bunch of times. Mana base wise, Shock lands, some Scry lands, Fabled Passage, some basic lands. In the sideboard, Deputy of Detention, Knight of Auto give us more good tutor targets. Apostle of Purifying Light is our hate for like the escape mechanic, graveyard hate, and also our hate for black-based aggro decks, mono black devotion thanks to protection. Aether Gust, Devout Decree give us a little bit of tricky removal. And then for the control matchups, Mystical Dispute, Dovin's Veto for counters, and Destiny Spitter comes down early, is an enchantment so we can pot it away if we want to. It triggers all of our constellation stuff, and it makes our stuff not counterable, both our creatures and our Enigmatic Incarnation, and we can even make creatures if we want to, although that doesn't come up too much. So a really sweet sideboard hoser, especially for counterspell decks, and that is Bant Enigma Pod for Theros Beyond Death Standard, and that's our Much Abrew deck for today. So let's jump into some games, see if Bant Enigma Pod is awesome and fun and powerful as I hope it is. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap-up. All right, Much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Bant Enigmatic Incarnation in Theros Beyond Death Standard. And this deck looks sweet. I'm super hyped for this deck. It seems super fun. Birthing Pod back in Standard. Sort of. Birthing Pod with more work and less combos. But still, I mean, Birthing Pod is a banned in Modern card. So even being close to Birthing Pod, hopefully going to be pretty decent. We will see, we will see. This hand does not have lands. Yeah, we got to mulligan that. This hand has many lands. Perhaps too many lands. We'll put a island to the bottom. So we have ramp with Wolfhaven, but we don't have any creatures is kind of the issue at the moment. Oh boy. Alright. Going to be even more of an issue if our opponent's playing aggro. We will keep Knight of Autumn. Knight of Autumn something at least. Opponent Mountain and keeps curving out. Stormfist Crusader gets in. Well, land Wolfhaven. Opponent hits sweet more lands. Yeah. Well, on the draw against aggro, not exactly where we want to be. Opponent, yeah, gets in, hits us down to 11 already. Okay. Opponent, drill bit, yeah, getting worse. Well, this is not exactly how we drew it up with with Enigmatic Incarnation. We will draw more lands, which means we get to do literally nothing. Champion doesn't do anything. Yeah, we're super dead here. Opponent, Blacklands Paragon, and we scoop it up. Alright, well, if there is a downside for the deck, it's that it can be a little slow-ish to get going, and if our opponent has the super speedy draw, it does make things a little bit more challenging. We will bring in the 2 Apostles, Knight of Autumn, Deputy of Detention. We will go down Elspeth Who Conquers Death, an Agent of Treachery. Actually, probably both Agent of Treacheries. Run it like that. Try to get the curve a little lower to the ground. I mean, the big deal is we're on the play of this game, and that is a super massive difference against aggro. Hopefully. We're going to keep this. We have a Scry land. I mean, it's sketchy that we only have 2 lands. In theory, this Temple of Enlightenment will find us a land, though. Hopefully. Or not. I mean, if we just draw lands, this hand's great. Opponent, Swamp. Knight of the Eben Legion. Alright, that is a land. So play Breeding Pool. We're getting there. We're getting there. One more land. One more land. You can do it, deck. Opponent. Gonna get in with Knight. Hit us for 1. And drill bit. Well, the good news is our hand has a lot more action this time. And our opponent's on the draw. Opponent takes a Knight, plays the Swamp, another Knight of the Eben Legion. Well, alright. We will play a puzzle. Tournament Grounds, and Stormfist Crusader for our opponent. Now, play Dryad. We're still missing land, though, and we really need one. Okay. Well, Omen of the Sea will find us a land eventually. Maybe. More Stormfist Crusaders. And a Gutter Bones. And a Tournament Grounds. And, alright, we finally drew a land. So we will play the land, play Elite Guard Mage. Draw a card, gain some life. No attacks. Draw a bunch of Stormfist Crusader cards. Alright, we're finally hitting our land drops. Ooh, Tolsimer's nice. Tolsimer's very nice. Opponent. Land. Finally kills the Apostle. Big attack. We will double block a Stormfist Crusader. And opponent, Embercleave, and the dream is being lived. Alright. So opponent's dreams are all coming true at the moment. We will play a Plains, Tolsimer. Make a wolf. Kill a Knight of the Eben Legion. Gain some life. I mean, we might still be okay. It's gonna be close. Opponent. Land. Equips Embercleave. Attacks. Yeah, we'll just block with the wolf. Alright. Opponent lets it go. We get hit to 12. And Bone Crusher. And the Night grows. Well, unfortunately, we need to shock ourselves. Omen. Bottom, I think. Incarnation. No attacks. Sack Omen. Get Knight of Autumn. Blow up Embercleave. We have our engine running. Is it going to be fast enough, though? Opponent pings us. They could have even more Embercleaves by now. Fervent Champion. Swamp. Attacks with everything. So we block. I mean, if they got a number Embercleave, then they got us. Alright, no Embercleave yet. We drop to 4. Stuff dies. Okay, so how do we get out of this? Omen of the Sea. Cavalier bottom. We'll keep Knight of Autumn. Incarnation, number 2. Tap land. No attacks. Incarnation, sack Omen. Get... Knight of Autumn. Gain 4. Incarnation, sack Incarnation. Get... Cavalier of Gales. Put back a couple lands. Pass the turn, draw a land, drop to 7. Opponent gets an extra card, plays a land. And... attacks. Well, we will. Block. Did our opponent draw Embercleave? Blacklands Paragon. Well, at least it's on an Embercleave. Stuff dies. Cavalier shuffles in. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do we do this? Let's keep Apostle. Wow, opponent draws a card. It drops to 10. So, Knight of Autumn. Gain 4 life. Thassa. Temple Garden. Thassa, blink Knight of Autumn. Incarnation, sack Thassa. Get Cavalier of Dawn. Kill Knight of the Even Legion. Knight of Autumn comes back. Gains us 4 more life. Back up to 13. We're staying alive so far. It's not pretty, but we're managing to barely stay alive. Opponent draws down to 5. This feels desperate. Opponent is really looking for another Embercleave. Drill bit. Sure. Takes the Dream Trawler. Ooh, all right. Setessan Champion. Incarnation. Draw a card. Fabled Passage. Crack Fabled Passage. Oh man, we might be stabilizing now. Once the deck gets going and opponent's done. Done. Whew! We overcame the early rush and managed to get there eventually. Whew! All right, that was frightening. That was definitely very, very frightening, but we did get there. Embercleave is the issue. The hit from Embercleave is just so much damage. Whew. Okay. All right, opponent. What you got? We are on the draw, which is frightening against Rakdos Knights. All right, we'll keep. We're going to need a land. Once we get a land, though, we get to Omen. And then Dream Trawler is one of our better cards. Opponent. Fervent Champion. Hasty 1-drop. Yep. Land go. Well, all right. We need a land. Opponent plays a land. Gets in, hits us. Drill bit, of course. Ooh, no drill bit. All right, play the land, play Apostle. Get down some sort of defense. All right, Black Lens Paragon. At least we have a blocker for that at the moment. Some for our opponent. Prodding Regisar. Attacks. No blocks. I'll play the land, play Dryad. Play the land. No attacks. I mean, if our opponent has Red Source Embercleave, then we lose to this Rotting Regisar. Alright. Manages to kill our Dryad. Attacks. No blocks. Now, Hallowed Fountain untapped. Omen of the Sea. Keep Knight of Autumn. Draw Knight of Autumn. Play Knight of Autumn. Gain some life. No attacks. Opponent, Mountain. Oh, they drew it. Oh, really? Wow, they had to top deck. And opponent did top deck. And opponent... Wow, goes on the Blacklands Paragon. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well, Incarnation. Hallowed Fountain. No attacks. Sack Omen of the Sea. Knight of Autumn. Blow up Embercleave. Pass the turn. Opponent attacks with everything. We block and block. And more Rotting Regisors. I'll play Omen. Get a land. No attacks. Sack Omen. Spark Double. Copy Apostle. Opponent. Combat. Tags with everything. Block and block. We drop to 6. And what you got, opponent? Passing. Ooh. Wolfwillow Haven is very good. Whoa, oh man, that's gonna win us the game. Whoa, we're gonna do it, I think. Wolfwillow Haven. Dream Trawler. End of turn. Sack Wolf Willowhaven. Deputy. Get rid of 2 Rotting Regisars. Whoo! Whoo! Incarnation! Taking down the aggro deck. Alright, opponent. Now we're not even afraid of Embercleave. We survived the Embercleave hit. Opponent, combat. Attacks. That seems strange. We will block. Blacklands Paragon. So this allows our opponent to kill our Dream Trawler. Opponent plays a land. Well, Cavalier of Gales. Draw some cards. Put back 2 lands. Apostle number 3. These apostles have been great. No attacks. Okay. We might be doing it somehow, some way, on the draw. Opponent passes. Well, Knight of Autumn. Gain a bit of life. Gotta be safe. Go to combat. Get in with Cavalier. Get the pressure on. Opponent. Down to 17. Land go. The only bad news is we know we're drawing a dead land next turn. Alright, opponent finds a Murderous Rider. Thankfully, this is not the end of the world since we have triple Apostle. The downside is, this does mean opponent top decking Embercleave is lethal. Another Rotting Regisar. Opponent passing. Well, nothing we can do but pass the turn. We need an enchantment to start this value train. No Embercleave, please. No Embercleave, please. Opponent. Cast Murderous Rider. And a mountain. And no attacks. Well, I don't know what value this has, but we might as well eat the graveyard. Come on, deck. Give us an enchantment. Give us an enchantment. Give us some card draw, a Cavalier. We'll take any of it. That's an enchantment. Omen of the Hunt. Get a land out of our deck. No attacks. End step. Sack Omen of the Hunt. Take Thassa. Opponent. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Tap Rotting Regisar. Opponent goes to 13. Knight of the Even Legion. Land. Yeah, all right, Omen of the Sea is good. Omen of the Sea is great. Great. Omen of the Sea. Post scoops it up. Whoo! Whoa. Whoo! I think that shows off the power. The power of the power of Incarnation. Good God. Embercleave is frightening, but we got there. Whew. Sweet. All right. Much brew about nothing time. We are playing some Bant Incarnation in Theros Beyond Death Standard. Potting our way through the format, hopefully. And we'll keep this. We don't have a birthing pod, but we have some cantrips. We have some enchantments to get on the battlefield. Opponent strides to the bottom. Well, tap land, go. Opponent, island. Well, land and Wolf Willowhaven. Pass the turn. Enigmatic Incarnation's a very nice draw here. Opponent. Ooh, first I ruined games. Interesting. Well, let's start the fun. Land. Incarnation. Sack Wolf Willowhaven. Get a... Yeah, let's just go Knight of Autumn. Blow up first I ruin games. 3 mana 1/1. Land for our opponent. Euro. Sure. Goes to the graveyard, though. Bit of ramping. Alright, Omen of the Sea. Dig for a land. Yeah, take Fabled Passage. Fabled Passage. Crack Fabled Passage. Island. Omen of the Sea. Yeah, we'll keep the land. End step. Sack Omen of the Sea. Take... What do we want? Let's take Citizen Champion. Opponent. There's a Nissa. Nissa is definitely annoying. We're going to have to deal with that. Untaps a island. If our opponent attacks, I think we double block. Yeah, block, kill a land. Yep, we lose our champion, which is fine. Land. Let's Cavalier. Put back land Golos. Draw Golos. No attacks. Sack Omen. Oh, That's awkward. That's a misplay. For some reason, I was thinking we had multiple Deputy of Detentions, but we certainly do not. So this gives our opponent another turn with Nissa. Hopefully this does not go too poorly. But it probably... Ugh. Yeah, that's bad news. Huh. I don't know why I thought we had multiple... multiple deputies. We could have just cast it from our hand. And that would have made this turn go much better. Here comes Euro. Yep. Yeah, that is awkward. Awkward to the maximum. Untap land. And a Paradise Druid. Opponent passes. Omen of the Sea. Keep Agent of Treachery. Draw 2 cards. Ooh, another Agent of Treachery, super sweet. Play a land. Deputy of Detention. Get rid of Nissa. No attacks. Sack Omen of the Sea. Take Dryad, draw a card. Alright. Well, little clucky because of the one deputy, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Opponent. Voracious Hydra to get back Nissa.
I will protect the virtue of this world.
This is fine now, though, because we get to Agent of Treachery to steal the Nissa. Opponent untaps a land.
My elemental friend.
Untap land. Cavalier of Thorns. Now, opponent's going big, but we might be able to actually go bigger, as crazy as that sounds. Opponent. Passes. Well, Fabled Passage. Crack Fabled Passage. Take a Plains. Agent of Treachery. Steal Nissa. Breeding Pool untapped. Tap. Untap.
The land fights for us.
Enigmatic Incarnation. Draw a card. No attacks. Sack Incarnation. Tolsimer. Fight a Forest. Yeah, let's sack Dryad to get Spark Double, to copy Agent of Treachery, to steal Euro. Huh! Alright, that was a turn! That was a turn and a half! Opponent. Alright, opponent. You need something good. We're the one with the Nissa now! Alright, let's see it, opponent. Finale, X7. Gets an Agent of Treachery to steal back the Nissa. Well, we still have another Agent of Treachery. Untaps the land. Opponent passes. Oh, Thassa too. Well, how can we do this? Temple Garden untapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Agent of Treachery. Steal Nissa. Thassa. And opponent scoops it up. Oh, we can ultimate the Nissa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Incarnation. Taking it down. Opponent was going off, too. Opponent was going off. And our deck just didn't care. That was mighty impressive. Opponent had a good ramp draw, and our deck was able to keep pace very impressively. All right, so opponent's playing ramp. Ether Gust seems very good. How do we deal with Nissas? I guess Ether Gust is a way. Do we want Mystical Disputes? The problem is Mystical Dispute does lose its value fairly quickly. We could bring in Destiny Spinners to stop our opponent's sideboard counter spells. Deputy Detention's a little risky. Go down Golos. I guess we do have Elspeth, too, which is nice. Knight of Autumn's a little hit or miss. Go down the Knight of Autumn's. Now let's go up a Destiny Spinner. And... yeah, let's try it like that. No Mystical Disputes. I don't know if that's correct or not, but we'll see. Opponent's going to be on the play. Man, when our deck gets going, it really gets going. Alright, we'll keep. Sand's actually decent. Scryland. Setessan Champion. I don't think we want that yet. Pass the turn. Opponent. Paradise Druid. I'll play the land and Destiny Spinner. Breeding Pool for our opponent. Leafkin Druid. And passes. Now, Temple Garden untapped. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's Deputy. Get rid of the Leafkin. I think this is okay because we can copy it with Spark Double next turn if we need to. Opponent land. Ooh, passing. Well, Fabled Passage. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Opponent to 11. Sack Fabled Passage. Take a Island. Incarnation. Alright, opponent kills the Destiny Spinner. Sure. And okay. So opponent had to spend a lot of spells to do that, but they did. Well, let's see what the follow-up is. We didn't have any enchantments anyway, so we weren't going to get any immediate value. Opponent. Sad crosses, draws a 1. Well, Incarnation. No attacks. Wouldn't mind drawing a land. That would be ideal. Opponent. Wow, crushing canopies for days. Okay. Can we draw a land, please? Opponent leaves a card on top, which is concerning. Another Paradise Druid. A land untapped. Pass the turn. Abrew. Yeah, I think we Ether Gust. Just as a tempo play. Opponent. Gets in with the crosses. Yacht. Well, Omen of the Hunt. Grab a land. Archon. No attacks. What you got, opponent? We need one more land for Agent of Treachery. I wish we had an Enigmatic Incarnation. Opponents had a lot of hate cards. Opponent. Mass Manipulation. Gets it. Can we draw a land? We cannot. Well, Spark Double. Boy. Exile Archon. No attacks. Not hitting this last land is very problematic. Opponent plays a land. What card it had? And Finale X5 to get a Cavalier, I presume. Yup, there's a Cavalier. Mills and Uro. Oh, opponent. Life is good in opponent land. Gets in, hits us. I'll play the land. Agent of Treachery. Steal the Cavalier. Go attacking. The bad news is our opponent can get back Uro and start drawing cards and doing Uro things. Here it comes. Ugh. Yeah, Cavalier milling Uro is pretty powerful for our opponent. Combined with hitting all their sideboard cards. Land into play. Well, opponent's out of cards. Yeah, but so are we, essentially. Play Knight of Autumn. Gain some life. Play Fabled Passage. Pass the turn. What you got, opponent? Well, you can never complain about top decking a Nissa. Opponent untaps a land.
Behold,
Goes to combat.
Power.
Wow, going to attack with Euro. So we will block with this Deputy. Get back our Archon. Wow, craw off the top. Wow. Sure. So opponent gonna draw a new hand. We get to scry. I don't think we can keep Incarnation here. We got no enchantments, unfortunately. And opponent's got a Nissa and a million cards in hand. Oh, we draw another land, and we will scoop it up. Oh, that was close. Our hand was good. Our opponent just managed to draw relatively infinite answers there. Ooh. All right. So, do we want to change anything? Maybe we bring in more deputies. Knight of Autumn doesn't really feel like it does anything. Maybe we go down Archon. Archon doesn't feel great. Run it like that. All right, we're on the play. Can we get a good start? I feel like we were in good shape, but our opponent eventually was able to go over the top. Well, okay, we'll keep this. This hand is more okay than great, but we'll see. The one thing we learned is that apparently our opponent plays infinite ways to blow up and counter Enigmatic Incarnation. Opponent plays an island. Now we will Destiny Spinner. Shut off those counters. Opponent, land, and passes. Play the land, go to combat, attack, hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent, and passes. Well, we will Omen. Well, yeah, let's keep both. Opponent passes. Play the land, go to combat, attack. Hit our opponent to 16. Incarnation. Alright, opponent, draw on the sideboard cards. Sure. Island for our opponent. Euro. Dies, but gets a land. Opponent passes. I'll go to combat. Attack. We might finally get a Omen trigger here. Hit our opponent. Enigmatic Incarnation. Sack Omen of the Sea. Take Citizen Champion. Pass the turn. Island for our opponent. And what you got? Nissa. Who shakes the world?
Which
Sure.
cannot protect itself. The land
Untaps
fights
land.
for us.
Well, play Omen of the Sea. Yeah, let's keep both of those. Draw the land, draw the Ether Gust. Play the island. Go to our end step. No attacks. Sack Omen. Get Deputy. Get rid of Nissa. Pass the turn. Cavalier of Thorns. We will Ether Gust that. Opponent puts it to the bottom. Okay. So we get to Omen of the Hunt. Draw a card. Snake and Island. Hollowed Fountain. Untapped. Oh, that was not what I was trying to do. Oops. Well, go to combat. Get in with Citizen Champion. Yeah, that was the wrong land. Sack Omen of the Hunt. Take Spark Double for Citizen Champion. What you got, opponent? Gisticrosses? Okay, we can deal with Gisticrosses. I can't believe we're saying Gisticrosses, but we're fine with that. Oh, and a Dryad. All right, this turn's gonna be good. Dryad. Trigger both Citizen Champions. Draw a couple cards. Land into play. Play Wolf Willow Haven. Draw 2 cards. Enigmatic Incarnation. Draw 2 cards. And opponent scoops it up. Whoo! All right. I can't believe it, but our sideboard tech of Destiny Spinner was great. It was great. Oh, man, this deck is sweet. Podding them off. Opponent was playing a pretty powerful ramp deck, and they got us a game 2, but we were able to go over the top. Wow, maybe this deck is, like, legit. Whew. All right, all right. Oh, Enigma pod. Sweet, sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing some... Oh, boy. Whew. We're Nixon everywhere. We're playing some Bant Incarnation. Looking like we're up against... Ooh, mono black? Interesting. This should be interesting. Being on the play... Ooh, double knight. Being on the play is going to make this... Oh my god, triple knight. Okay, one time, just once, let us find a Deputy of Detention. Opponent combat. Attacks. Gets in. Down to... Oh my goodness, a start. Iara? Alright, well... Omen of the Sea. Bottom. We need Deputy of Detention. We got one of them. Omen of the Sea. Well, we might be too slow on this one. This is a ridiculous mono black star. We're at 15. All right, Hallowed Fountain, Dryad, Land. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be enough. Triple Knight of the Even Legion is ridiculous. We can get a Deputy of Detention next turn, but I think it's just going to be too slow. Opponent combat, big attack. Well, we will block Yara, take Infinite, down to 7. Opponent. Ugh. It feels like our opponent's leaving up Murderous Rider to me. Well, Incarnation. That doesn't even help. All right, and we will scoop. That was supposed to be Enigmatic Incarnation, but we clicked the wrong card. Sure. I think it's Arena's fault. I think it moved. It moved. Arena's got all kinds of bugs. That was the Thassa replaces Enigmatic Incarnation in your hand bug. Bring in the 2 Apostles, bring in Devout Decree, and maybe a Deputy or 2. We can go down Golos, Agent of Treachery, maybe 1 Setessan Champion, 1 Knight of Autumn, 1 Elspeth Conquers Death, try it like that. I mean, I guess the good news is, that's definitely not how it was supposed to play out, but the good news is, we were very likely dead there anyway. Triple Knight of the Even Legion being on the draw is not a hand that we're gonna beat with any frequency. This hand's actually pretty fine. Apostle of Purifying Light is very good. Omen of the Sea can smooth out our draws and find us Enigmatic Incarnation. Then we're off to the Race Arena. There's a Knight of the Even Legion. A little less scary this time though, because that's an Apostle. Lock it down, the Knight. Fenlurker. Yeah, we'll get rid of Elspeth Conquers Death. Opponent. Passing. Breeding Pool tapped. So, Dream World is Omen of the Sea into Enigmatic Incarnation, and then we are off to the value races. Opponent. Yara. We would, I guess we can Deputy that if we have to. Get drained down to 17. Opponent. Passes. Well, let's find Enigmatic Incarnation. Omen of the Sea. Ooh. Alright. Well, land bottom, we gotta keep Devout Decree. That's too good to pass up, getting rid of Yara here. Fabled Passage. Actually, I guess we should crack this first. Crack this. Grab a Forest. Devout Decree, Yara. Omen to the bottom, I think. We're getting to the point where we need something more impactful. Temerat. Sure. Opponent. Passing. Well, that's Omen of the Sea. Ooh. All right. To the bottom. Bottom-reno. Bottom-reno? Enigmatic Incarnation. Land. No attacks. Sack Omen. For... And let's just go Knight of Autumn. Kill Temerat. And our opponent being mono black means it should be between difficult and impossible. Yeah, opponent scoops it up. That's the good news is once we get Incarnation going, it's so hard for a black deck to stop. There's technically that Enchantment Edict card, but in general, mono black's going to have a tough time dealing with that. The bad news is our opponent's very good at drawing a Knight of the Even Legion, and we are going to be on the draw here for game number 3. I don't know if we change anything. Yeah, all right. Run it like that. Hopefully our opponent has a slow draw. We would love to see no Knight of Even Legion for once. I feel like our deck has the late game power to beat Mono Black Devotion thanks to Enigmatic Incarnation. But as we saw in game 1, we're going to keep this and trust in Omen of the Sea. Knight of the Even Legion is scary. Tap, land, go. All right, 2 Omens of the Sea should smooth out our draws. Opponent plays a land. Temerat. Play the island. Is it worth killing Temerat? Yeah, let's kill it. We're going to have Omen of the Sea too. I don't think we need number 3. We're going to have Omen of the Sea to find our lands, and then Elspeth Conquers Death can get rid of a bigger creature. There's a Yara. Play the land, pass the turn. We do need to hit our land drops. That is goal 1. Opponent plays a land, combat. Getting in, hitting us. Sure. Down to 17. Well, Omen of the Sea. Looking for lands. Omen of the Hunt. Omen of the Hunt to the bottom, land to the top. Untap. All right, another land. Breeding Pool untapped. Apostle. Pass the turn. Is our opponent really going to draw here? Whew, okay. It's a lot of life to draw a card. Opponent. Land. Let's... Sure. Opponent's definitely taking Elspeth Conquers Death, so no reason to Omen yet. Yep, takes Elspeth. Conquers Death. And defend Lurker. Now we will Omen of the Sea. Sure. Get rid of Deputy. Leave Incarnation on top so we don't accidentally get got by another Duress. All right, Enigmatic Incarnation. Temple Garden. No attacks. Sack Omen. Take Deputy. Aniara. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. We gotta also be mindful of exactly Grey Merchant. Staying out of Grey Merchant range. Opponent passes. Ooh, Archon. Alright, let's take Archon of Sun's Grace. No attacks. Sack Omen. Get... How can we lose here? Let's just take Dryad. I think that's fine. Make a Pegasus. We don't lose to Grey Merchant. Okay. I mean, this is bad. We drop to 4, but we're not dead. Opponent passes. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Gain 5. We go back to 9. Cavalier of Dawn. Kill Grey Merchant. Sack Dryad. Take Elite Guard Mage. Go up to 12. I mean, our main goal is not dying to Grey Merchants at the moment. Wow, opponent did have 3, but we played around it. Whoo! Despite the putt in game 1, we just keep potting them. That was a triple Grey Merchant draw. I don't know if I've ever seen an opponent, like, we're not playing a control deck. It's not like we can keep our opponent's board in check. We hit a removal spell and a Deputy, which, I mean, I guess is a bit of removal, but our opponent had 3 Grey Merchants and a bunch of black creatures, and Bant don't care. All right, sweet, sweet. All right, much ado about nothing time. We are playing some Bant Enigmatic Incarnation. And Theros Beyond as standard, of course. And, we're on the draw. This hand's not very exciting. We're going to mulligan. I mean, that first hand was passable, but we're living in the world of London mulls. We can do better than passable. This hand's, I think, better than the last one. It's still not really insane, but it's good. Breeding Pool tapped. We have ramp into Tolsimer, which can be good. Huh. Tapland Tribal for our opponent. So I'm guessing this is some sort of black-white... we don't have Planeswalkers. Some sort of like black-white life gain style deck. Ooh. Haven. Well, I think Omen of the Hunt's better. We can just Omen into Tolsimer, and that should be decent. Do we have a Heliod? We do. Alright, well, let's Omen to the Hun. Grab a, I guess, Plains? And then we can get Island with Fabled Passage. Sure. Grab a Plains. So, yeah, we get hit. Hawk does Hawk stuff. Thankfully, we have an answer to this. Fabled Passage. Crack Fabled Passage. Snag a Island. Tolsimer. And do a little Volja fighting. Boat it. Ooh, Treacherous Blessing. I think this story ends with our opponent killing themselves. Ooh, I kind of like this. Setessan Champion. Wolf Willow Haven. Draw a card. Draw champion. Hey, and that's an Incarnation. That's where we want to be. All right, pass the turn. And now we're where we want to be. Our opponent's got to take a damage from Treacherous Blessing. We'll see if our opponent can sacrifice it. I guess, actually, does this sacrifice to a spell or ability? And this can put a counter on an enchantment. Okay, so actually, that's sweet. Huh. I had not actually realized that Heliod can kill Treacherous Blessing whenever. Oh my god, 1, 2, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Life is so good. All right, Setessan Champion. Enigmatic Incarnation. Draw, draw. Ooh, and oh, 2 more. Fabled Passage. Crack it, because why not? Get a Forest. No attacks. Sag Omen. Snag Thassa. Draw some cards. And we are going off with Setessan Champions. All right, opponent. You need something good. Opponent needs like a Wrath, I guess. I don't even know. Hushbringer. Hushbringer is actually kind of obnoxious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I guess our plan is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Elspeth Conquers Death. Get rid of Heliod. We get to draw because it's an enchantment entering the battlefield. Forest Incarnation. Draw some cards. Maybe we don't actually care about Hushbringer. We kind of do. I guess, I mean, we can blink Tolsimer, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah, I don't think we actually sack anything. Yeah, so we've been Hushbrought. Our champions are massive, though. How do we get rid of Hushbringers? Another Heliod. Sure. Opponent gets in, starts growing things. Hushbringer seems absolutely brutal for our deck, actually. Okay. So, Dream Trawler. Turn on Thassa. Play an Island. End of turn. Sack. Oh. Oh, I'm so bad at this. No. We will not. Alright, we sacked for nothing, but thankfully we do have a Dream Trawler. And maybe that... Ugh. Yeah, we might need a non-creature answer to Hushbringer. Hushbringer is actually, like, insane against our deck. Seraph of the Scales. Well, we can tap Hushbringer. Maybe we're just, like, Thassa tapping forever. Opponent. Passes. We draw a card. Incarnation. Draw some cards. Dryad. Temple of Enlightenment. I guess we keep Archon. Land. Go to combat. Attack. Get in for 7. If I'm gonna block. I mean, I think we're just like fully in on this Dream Trawler now. Play Archon. Untap Dream Trawler. Sack an Incarnation. Get Golos. Dream Trawler untaps. So now at least we can just like start activating Golos and try to hit. We want normal enchantments actually to trigger our stuff. Elspeth, who conquers death. What's our opponent going for though? I assume Thassa or Golos maybe. The way our opponent is going to lose is, wow, gonna hit a champion. Okay, that's fine. That does cut into our card draw. Opponent passes. Untap, draw a card. Ah, oh, man, Hushbreakers. So, Golos. Spark double Dream Trawler. Breeding Pool. Land. Combat. Dream Trawler. Draw a card. About it. Going to block. Gains a life. Grows the Hushbringer, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's play Leaguard Mage. Just as another flying blocker. Untap Dream Trawler. No sacrifice, no sacrifice. Yup. Non-creature spells, a little bit more expensive. How many? 23 cards in our deck. Another Treacherous Blessing. I feel like we got to be getting close to winning here. 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting Blackblade, sure.
I march into battle as your champion of justice.
Heliod, indestructible.
Share in my light.
Yep. Gets in. Block with Thassa. Opponent gains some life. Alright, opponent's at 28. Can we find a way to win this turn? We draw Fabled Passage. Play Fabled Passage. Crack Fabled Passage. Hopefully we have a land left. We might not. Oh my goodness, we don't. Okay. I guess we should check that beforehand. A little clunky. Well, Incarnation. Draw a card. Thassa. Tap Hushbringer. Thassa. Tap Eidolon. Combat. All attack. Draw some cards. Trigger, trigger. I didn't do the math. I hope this is lethal. Even if it's not lethal, we gain a ridiculous amount of life, so we're not going to die in the backswing. It's got to be lethal, right? I hope. Perhaps. Oh, okay. It is lethal! We got there. Easily lethal. Well. I mean, I gotta say, I have not been impressed hardly at all with Heliod in Standard. Whenever someone plays a Heliod deck, it just hasn't looked good. Although, there is a reasonable chance we lose to White Weenie, because we don't have a ton of ways. I take that back. We don't have any ways to deal with a Hushbringer that is not creature-based. Huh. Yeah, that's an issue. That is definitely an issue. Boy, mystical. I mean, I guess we just go aggro. We might actually not sideboard at all. Deputy Detention would be good. Ugh. We'll bring it in. We'll bring it in over Night of Autumn. I mean, Deputy Detention seems insane. The problem is, a lot of our deck, we'll go down to Agent of Treachery. A lot of our deck just does nothing with Hushbringer out. That is the card I'm scared of. Otherwise, I think we can gum up the board and overcome White Weenie, even with the indestructible things. Although I guess just like Gideon into Heliod and have two 5/5 indestructibles, that's a little troubling. But If our opponent doesn't have Hushbringer, things are wonderful. If they do, things are scary. Maybe that's something to consider for the sideboard. I guess when I was building the sideboard for this deck, I wish we had one more land. When I was building the sideboard for this deck, I didn't really take Hushbringer into account, like, at all. Temple of Silence for our opponent. Land, go. To the bottom. So what are we looking for here? Pretty much everything, and also praying for no Hushbringers. Opponent, more scrying to the bottom. And a Healer Hawk. Land, go. Something for our opponent, and there is the Heliod. Sure, gets in. Grows the Healer Hawk. Well, play the land. Yeah, let's just Deputy. Get rid of the Hawk. Land for our opponent. Resolute wow. Oh, God. Okay. Huh. Was not expecting that. Oh, Dryad. Play a land, play a land. No attacks. So. Maybe we should not have played that Deputy Detention. Okay. Huh. Resolute Rider. That is going to beat us. We're going to lose the... Okay. Well, I guess the good news is we got to see our opponent's literal dream draw and lose to it. Another Dryad, sure. Well, Resolute Rider was not a card I knew existed. I mean, that's a little bit untrue, but I've never seen anyone play Resolute Rider outside of Limited, ever. But it worked there, and it was pretty good. Turn on the Heliod. Well, now we know. I guess that running out the Deputy Detention on Healer Hawk, I guess it was probably a smidge on the greedy side. We still do not really have a very effective sideboard for White Weenie. All right, we're on the play, which is good. Let's get a nice hand, a good hand. All right, we'll keep it. This hand's fine. We have Omen to find us lands to play Enigmatic Incarnation, so that is challenge one. And we got some other stuff. Elspeth Conquers Death seems like a good answer to some of our opponent's threats. We just want to keep hitting our lands. Ooh, all right, that's a land. Well, planes go. That's good news. Opponent. Another tap land. Opponent's playing a lot of tap lands. To the top. And passes. Well, we will Omen. I think we bottom them both. Draw land. Play Temple Garden. Tapped. Pass the turn. Well, I mean, if nothing goes wrong, opponent plays Hushbringer. Well, that's Fabled Passage. Crack Fabled Passage. Grab a island. Oh, this is tricky. Highest upside play is Archon, but Duress is a thing. Yeah, I think we got to play Incarnation. Sack Omen. Get Setessan Champion. And hopefully these two Elspeth Conquers deaths will be very good. Opponent plays a land. Birth, sure. Gets a land. And Noxious Grasp. Wow, final payment. Okay. Well, this is super awkward, but Elspeth Who Conquers Death for literally no value. Sack Elspeth Who Conquers Death. Get Dream Trawler. And trust that we could ride our Dreamy Fen to victory. I mean, I guess even that's not the worst. Just like, we still got a Dream Trawler out of the deal for 5 mana. Opponent plays Heliod. Sure. We have another Elspeth Who Conquers Death that can deal with that. Opponent plays another Hushbringer. Sure. Opponent. And we can start drawing cards. Dream Trawler is bonkers. Huh? Okay, sure. We will take it. Yep, grows the Hushbringer. Well, Elspeth Who Conquers Death. Get rid of Heliod. Get in with Dream Trawler, draw a card. Hit our opponent for 5. Temple. Yeah, we'll keep Omen of the Hunt. Getting 4 drops is nice. No, we're not gonna sack this time. Opponent gonna gain a couple life, and how does our opponent stop a Dream Trawler? I guess I need like a Wrath. Otherwise, we're winning the life gain race against the Heliod life gain deck. Sorin, sure.
Strife makes
Land.
monsters of us all.
Opponent. Getting in. Yeah. Getting some life. Sorin, going to get back a Hushbringer.
I demand servitude.
So we draw a card. Go to combat. I guess we go after Sorin. Tag Sorin, draw a card. Opponent blocks. Yeah, let's play Archon. I think we're going to wait till next turn. Next turn, we can actually have a pretty sweet enchantment turn. We're going to have this Archon. We're going to get to reanimate Setessan Champion. Then we can go Omen. And then Enigmatic Incarnation into another Dream Trawler. Birth. Our opponent's deck doesn't really seem like a deck that would be playing Wrath. Hopefully it's not. Sorin pings us.
Time for a drink.
And okay. Dream Trawler, draw a card, we draw a land. Elspeth Conquers Death gets back Setessan Champion with a counter. Now we Omen of the Hunt. Get a bunch of triggers, Constellationing off, get a land out of our deck. And we drew our Spark Double. Play the land. Go to combat. Attack so let's attack Sorin and our opponent. Opponent. Drops to 15. And I don't even know if we want to play anything else. Yeah, I guess we can Dryad. Temple. Dryad to the bottom. End of turn. Sack Omen. Get Thassa. Trigger. Alright, Dryad again. Put on Blaze of Land. Blames. Healer Hawk, and I think this is looking pretty over. Opponent gonna draw, sure. I mean, maybe our opponent has a sneaky Wrath. Otherwise, they're dead. And opponent realizing it, and this deck's good. This deck's really good. Taking out aggro, taking out mid-range, taking out ramp. Maybe this deck is just, like, legit. Alright. Sweet. Alright. Much brew about nothing time. We are playing some Bant pod, Enigmatic Incarnation pod, in Theros Beyond as standard, and hand's too slow. We're gonna ship it. This one, yeah, all right, we'll keep. This hand's still not great, but better than the first one, I think. All right, looks like we're up against, I would guess, like Rakdos Knights. We'll see. Could be like Grixis, maybe. Junt. Oh, this has to be a Titan deck, I would say. Well, planes go. Opponent, combat. Getting in. Yeah, we'll take it. And Binding of the Titans. Well, let's Omen of the Sea. Yeah, we'll keep Elspeth Who Conquers Death, I guess. Or Elspeth Conquers Death. Opponent does some milling. Oh. Okay. Well, I guess we didn't really need those. Hallowed Fountain, untapped. Setessan Champion. Pass the turn. Well, it's almost value train time. Opponent Exile some stuff. No creatures, though. Hopefully a Cetessan champion lives. Phoenix of Ash. Sure, down to 14. Well, we gotta go for it. Untap land. Incarnation. Grow Cetessan champion. No attacks. Sack Omen. Get... tricky. So this gets back a creature or land. Those are fine. High upside play is Cetessan champion. Safe play is... like Knight of Autumn, gain some life? Yeah, let's play it safe. Knight of Autumn, gain 4. Don't really care about our opponent getting the last lore counter on this. They don't have anything that's great to get back. They can get more like self-mill or looting, but... And then next turn is where things hopefully turn in our favor. Barring like a duress or something, we can Elspeth Conquers Death, snag this Ash Phoenix, and get our Dreamweaver and go from there. Or Dream Trawler. Opponent gets it. Sure, down to 14. Rick's Mighty Reveler. Alright, there's Kroxa, which is fine. Untap land. Kroxa, sacks. We will discard Golos. Well, untap land. Elspeth Conquers Death. Get rid of Ash Phoenix. Cetessan champion. Draw a card. Get him with Knight of Autumn. Opponent's going to trade. Sack. Dream Trawler. Go. And Dream Trawler's insane. Opponent knows how insane it is. Scoops it up, and that went well. Dream Trawler busted. Busted. Whew. I don't think people have caught on to Dream Trawler quite yet. And opponent scoops up the whole match. Well. Rank it up. Yeah. Deck is good, I would say. Very good. So what do we learn this week about Bant Enigma Pod in Theros Beyond Death Standard? And the deck was great. It was actually super duper awesomely great. We played 5 matches. We won 5 matches, and they weren't all blowouts. We had a lot of 3-game matches. We had some really close matches. We learned that against aggro, if we lose the die roll, those games can be very hard, although we did manage to be aggro on the draw some games, enough to get 5-0s, but we did have some games where, like, against Rakdos Knights, really fast starts with lots of 1-drops. If our hand isn't fast, we can't just get run over, but in general, the deck is really powerful. And not only is it really powerful, probably more importantly, it's super fun to play. It does have that birthing pod feel. It's got the toolboxy feel. It's got Blink synergies. It's got tons of card advantage. The deck is just, it is a blast. So I think this is a deck that is actually very powerful in Standard. It probably needs some tuning, especially in the sideboard. I think the main deck is very solid in general. I don't think there's a whole lot that needs to be changed there. I think something worth considering, is there a way to find more Wolfwillow Havens maybe to have a little bit more ramp to speed up against aggro? Like, I feel like our best way of like keeping up with aggro, especially if we lose the die roll, is Wolfwillow Haven into pod away Wolfwillow Haven on turn 3 and start getting Knight of Autumns and Deputy of Detentions. Deputy of Detention was also very good. I feel like we could maybe use another one in the main deck, but really out of all the cards we have in the deck, there's not too many that I was like, we don't want this. We don't need this. They all serve a purpose and they all do very powerful things. So I was really happy with how the deck turned out in general. I feel like the sideboard could use a little bit of tuning. I like the cards we have in our sideboard. Destiny Spinner was very impressive, especially against the Simic Ramp deck. Shutting down counters was huge and kind of game swinging in that matchup. So that was a really big deal against Simic Ramp, although we did learn that we can't actually kill a Hushbringer, which can be an issue. We did manage to beat a Hushbringer, but I think having some sort of removal spell for something like Hushbringer, which is really good against our deck, probably worth it in the sideboard. We could even consider just playing a sweeper or two to help against aggro as well. We have a 4-mana sweeper in our colors now, so that might be worth considering. So I think the sideboard could use a little bit of tuning, but sideboards are a little rough right now because we just got a new format. We have so many new decks and new cards, it's hard to know exactly what you're fighting. So the sideboard's not bad, but I think it could use some tuning still. In general, though, the deck was a blast. This deck was awesome, it was fun, it feels competitive, and it is just ridiculously cool to play. It plays in such a sweet manner, toolbox decks with tons of card advantage, finding the right piece at the right time, trying to piece together the puzzle, and eventually generating overwhelming advantage once you get going, are just some of the sweetest decks to play in all of Magic. So overall, Bant Enigma Pod, it's great. I think this is probably a pretty realistic deck to be, I don't know if it'll end up being tier 1, but a legit competitive deck that you can play and grind, win matches with, climb later on Arena, win your FNM, play to GP, all that stuff. I think the deck actually has a chance to do that. Enigmatic Incarnation is insane. It's got lots of good support. All around just an awesome deck. So anyway, that's been Bant Enigma Pod, and that's been our Much Abrew for this week. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.